So we're starting to move a little bit faster on this build. As you guys saw in the last video, we already got the motor tore apart and that whole sort of thing. The only thing I'm waiting on is my SI valves to get here for the heads, and I'm also gonna wait for, well, this upcoming weekend, I'm ordering my valve springs and titanium retainers. So the build is a little bit on hold just because of me. I'm not made out of money, so I don't have, you know, all the funds right now to get the valve springs and retainers and all that stuff and the head work done. So it's literally going week by week. So just to give you guys a little bit of an update as far as how this build's going, I'm gonna be collecting parts for the next 3 weeks, literally ordering part paycheck to paycheck, unless obviously I can get some business of my own through my media company. But right now things are a little bit slow, so right now I'm just going by paychecks, you know, and I'm keeping the other money that I have just on hold. So yeah, basically the build started off when me and Bruno were gonna do like a 700 horsepower closed deck setup, and then we were like, oh, we'll do, you know, something smaller. Anyhow, long story short, just a few weeks ago we were gonna do full, you know, E85. Well, we were just gonna do a built motor, and then it went from doing just a fully built motor to doing a built bottom end with fully built heads, so heads, the block, and then it went from that to, alright, let's do the fuel system, fuel pump, injectors, all that whole sort of thing, do all the fuel system for E85, and pick up the car, you know, with E85 and a fully built motor top to bottom. Then it went to, alright, well, we might as well finish the exhaust, so let's do a fully built motor, full E85, with an external wastegate, up pipe, equal length header, that whole sort of thing. And then we're like, well, we're gonna have a badass fucking EJ257, full exhaust, everything done. The only parts stock on the car, the turbo and the intercooler. And we're like, that it'll be okay, but it's gonna be kind of boring. It's a stock turbo. To those of you that don't know about the power band of a stock turbo, it's really shitty. Like, in the RPM, it'll spike at like 3 grand, and then it'll die out at like 4,500, 5 grand, and it's just gonna taper off. So it's like, my car, if I picked it up without doing it, it would literally go, wow, like it would get slower as I get to red line, and I don't want that. I mean, come on now, that's not fun. That would be like a letdown every pull I do. Like, it would sound cool for a few seconds, so how do you get rid of that issue? Big turbo! I don't even know, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna, you know, all the expenses out of this build, but now we're buying a turbo. So thankfully enough, the dude that I picked up the header from, the up pipe and external wastegate and boost controller, he actually is gonna sell me his turbo right now. So I'm giving him cash on top, plus my stock turbo, which is, it's in the back of the car, but yeah, legit, he's giving me his big turbo, which is a Garrett GT 3076R. As you guys know from my previous videos, the turbo I want is a Garrett GT 3582R, but that's a little bit big for 500 wheel. That would literally be like a mid-range push on that size turbo, whereas this one, I'm gonna be I'm be pushing that turbo a good amount, you know, for the 500 wheel. You know, but that's the thing though, that is what that turbo is ultimately rated for. I'm gonna have a 500 wheel horsepower motor essentially, and a 500 wheel horsepower turbo, which is gonna be bad fucking ass. Like, that is gonna be so fucking cool, just because of the main fact that it's not gonna taper off. It's not gonna, you know, be a dud. It's gonna be fucking fast. So it really came down to, do you wanna pick your car up in a month with the car sounding like it's 500 wheel horsepower, feeling like it's 500 wheel horsepower for a few seconds and then dying out? Or do you want to just fucking send it like a man and pick up your car full 500 wheel horsepower legit through the whole power band? Legit, dude. I am so excited, you guys. You have no idea. Big turbo, fully built motor. I got my new seats. Car is gonna be so nice. All I'm gonna need is a front mount intercooler, and that won't be hard to get over the summer. So, oh man, I'm pumped. Let's go to Anaheim. So this is the stock turbo. I wish I'd be able to show you guys the size comparison with the other one, but I don't feel like filming when he's there. I don't want to make things awkward, but there's a little cute little thing, man. The little babies, man. Shit. Oh my god. It's the fucking Disneyland fireworks. Oh, I miss Disneyland. I just need friends that want to go to Disneyland and then I can go back to Disneyland. I miss Disneyland. And I like fireworks. But I mainly miss Disneyland. Come on. Come on. Oh, look at the blue. Wow. Okay. Damn it. I'm over here buying a turbo and I should be going to fucking Disneyland. This is all for the Subaru. God damn it. I just want to go watch some fireworks. That's all I want to do. Gotta get some cash. Forgot about that. Oh, you guys can't see this. Oh shit. Give me my money. Oh boy.
A few moments later.
About to head home right now. I just picked up the turbo. Let me see if I can show you guys back there. Well, you can kind of see it just a little bit, but I'll show you guys more in depth of the turbo once I get home and I clean it up a little bit, but it's good. Hopefully it makes power, and I'll see you guys shortly. Just got home right now, so I figured I'd show you guys the turbo really quick before I head to bed. So here it is. I'm so pumped for this, you guys. You have no idea. So this is a Garrett GT 3076R dual ball bearing turbo. It's a good size over stock, and this turbo right here is rated for between 500 and 600 wheel horsepower. So this thing's gonna be making some steam in the Subaru. Beyond excited to run this thing. For those of you guys that don't know how important it is on doing a big turbo and why I second guessed it and went ahead and got one, is mainly because of the fact that if you guys know turbos, you know that the stock turbo has a threshold of power before it dies out. Okay, and what I mean by that is essentially on a stock turbo, if you were to, like, let's say I built my motor, right? And I put everything together with the stock turbo. If I floored it, I'd make boost between like 3,000 RPM and 5,000, and then the boost would taper from like 20 pounds down to 15 by the time I shift. Like, it's stupid. Like, literally, the car will be like 400 wheel horsepower because that's all the turbo's capable of, like 380 wheel, and then it would taper down to about 300 wheel by the time I shift, and that's no fun. I mean, it's literally like the car would be, it's like a tease. The car would only be fast for just a few, seconds. So with this thing was capable of putting out 500 to 600 wheel, and it's gonna hold the power from the minute I hit it all the way to redline. So no boost tapering with this turbo. It's gonna have a solid run, a solid pulls. And when it comes to turbo cars, if you guys knew, I always was bugged out about that on my Subaru because I thought it was just a tune. But I always freaked out on that because I would hit it at like 3 grand. Car would spike up to like 18 pounds and it'd go whap, and then honestly, like, I'd watch the RPM, and as the higher the RPM went, the slower the car went. Like, it's shitty when you experience that, when you're when you're sitting there and it's like whap, and all of a sudden it gets slower. You're like, what the fuck is this? I don't want this. So yeah, that gets old really fast. So that's why we went ahead and went with the big turbo here. Like I said, the car, we're gonna push it to 500 wheel and keep it there. Motor and turbo setup, everything I got is capable of 600, but we're going to keep it safe at 5. So that way I'm not pushing the turbo, I'm not pushing the motor, not pushing anything like that, and it'll hold it great. Like I said, beyond excited to have this whole thing on there. It's going to be just going to complete it. Literally, there's only one thing that I'm going to need to buy once the car comes back, and that is a front mount intercooler. So, fully built motor, fucking big ass turbo, All we need is a front mount intercooler, and then we will be cherry. Look at the, that's the cold side of the turbo. Look at the hot side. Hot side looking good. You see the steel braided oil feed line. And it's cool because the turbo actually came with the internal wastegate bracket to keep it closed. I don't gotta buy that. So, I'm pumped. Garrett GT 3076R turbo. This thing should make some fucking power. I can listen to this thing spinning. Sounds so good. Anyhow, guys, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of the turbo. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.